In a strong market, almost anything sells, but in a soft market, only the right homes sell. And as we head into 2026, the biggest mistake buyers are making isn't overpaying, it's buying the wrong type of home. Because when inventory is low, mistakes get hidden. But when inventory rises and buyers now have choice, every flaw is going to get exposed. Today, I'm breaking down 5 types of homes I actively warn my buyers about, not because they're bad homes, but because they have terrible exit strategies in a softer market. If you ever plan to sell or even want the option to sell, this video will help you avoid very expensive mistakes. Before we get started, I'm Ryan MacMillan, a real estate agent here in Vancouver. I help people buy and sell homes. If you're interested in a call with me, my QR code is right down there. Also, if you've been watching the channel and you've been riding with the channel a little bit and you haven't subscribed yet, go down, subscribe to the channel. Also, all my links in the description. So make sure you check those out if you want to book a call with me. Let's waste no more time. Let's get into the video. So when I work with buyers, I'm not just asking, hey, do you like it? I'm asking, who else wants this home? How many buyers exist for it? And what happens when the market might turn against you? Strong markets are going to hide bad decisions. Soft markets, they expose them. The goal isn't to buy what feels good right now, today. It's to buy what still sells when conditions get harder. First one on the list, 2-bedroom duplexes right off the hop. Let's start with one that might surprise people, right? 2-bedroom duplexes, on paper, they might seem like a smart move. They feel like a house. They're usually newer, turnkey, and they're cheaper than most attached houses. But here's the problem: they sit basically in no man's land. They're too expensive for the condo buyer, and they're too small for family buyers. So most people shopping for duplexes are doing so for a couple of reasons. They want a 3-bedroom minimum. They're thinking either kids, a home office, or long-term flexibility. We're seeing this especially after COVID, right? So, and buyers who only need 2 bedrooms, they're going to choose the condo instead because they're cheaper. And from an exit strategy perspective, this is super dangerous. You don't get the strong investor demand, and you don't get strong family demand at all, and you don't get entry-level buyer demand. So when inventory rises, like we see now, buyers don't negotiate. They just skip it altogether. They might maybe come browse it, but they're not seriously looking to buy it. So in strong markets, honestly, they still going to take time to sell. They're going to be lost off the books. All right, let's go over to the number 2, the 2-bedroom townhouse. So this one, is subtle, but it's important because most townhouse buyers are usually young families, couples that are maybe being proactive. They're planning for kids, or condo owners just looking for that move up, right? All of those buyers now want 3 bedrooms. 2-bedroom townhouses often feel overpriced, again, compared to a condo, undersized compared to other townhouses. And when buyers have choice, like we see now, they wait for the right unit. And here's the key issue, guys. If a buyer has to talk themselves into the layout, they're going to talk themselves out of it later. So the 2-bedroom townhouse, they don't fail because they're bad homes. They fail because, demand is thin. And thin demand is risky in a soft market. So I absolutely would avoid a 2-bedroom townhouse altogether, even if a client sends me something and say, hey, let's go look at this because maybe it's a little bit cheaper. I always talk exit strategy. It's just a huge thing for me. So that would be absolutely off the list, and we would figure out a different strategy. Number 3 on the list, detached homes with unpermitted work. This one I see buyers underestimate all the time. Now, detached homes with unpermitted work, I'm talking about, basement suites, additions to the house, garage conversions maybe. Buyers often say, it's been like this forever, right? The city hasn't said anything. It looks pretty well done, right? But none of that reduces your risk as a buyer. And, especially as a seller, you have to look at that, as the exit strategy. So what actually does matter is financing issues, insurance limitations, appraisal reductions, and city compliance on resale, right? In strong markets, buyers overlook this, but in soft markets, they're not going to. Banks get stricter, lawyers raise red flags, and deals fall apart late. And here's the exit strategy killer. You eliminate a few buyer groups, right? We'll touch on this real quick, but conservative buyers, You can eliminate the family buyers and you eliminate anyone using standard financing sometimes. So that means you're going to have longer days on market, probably price reductions, and failed sales. In this market, buyers don't take chances; they're just going to walk. Breaking down the buyers real quick from with the conservative buyers and the family buyers. The conservative buyers, I feel like I might fall into the higher end of that realm. So I own a detached home here in Vancouver as well. I have a legal basement suite, was done with all permits, and that gave me, just kick things off, gave me peace of mind, right? Knowing that, now it's probably been done properly, right? It's to code, it's had an inspection, it's passed inspection, and so the work is done. You can feel confident that the work is done professionally, right? B, it gives you peace of mind. The city's not going to come after you down the road for anything. Somebody calls something in, it doesn't matter. The city's very tight here in Vancouver, so if you can get into a situation with work that's been done with permits, you are going to be better off in the long run. And third, when you do look at exit strategy, resale, future buyers are going to look at that same thing. Okay, great. They have permits. Work's been done professionally. The city's not going to be on me. All those things that you might have thought about, the next buyers will think about too. And then with families, a lot of times they're looking at safety, right? They usually have young kids. They want all those things I just mentioned with the conservative buyer, but they also want that safety peace of mind that, okay, the electrical, all this other stuff was done properly, not DIY guys coming out of Home Depot thinking, I can do this. This is no problem. It's done. Slap the drywall in front of it and we're good to go. You got to be careful with that. And families just a lot of times won't take chances with that. Those are big demographics that you might lose out on because you decided, okay, let's get this house. It's got a bunch of unpermitted work done. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We have fallen in love with this place. Again, the emotional buy. We have to take a step back and realize we have to always look at exit strategy. Number 4, detached homes with weird or unusable lots. Let's talk about lots. Detached homes with strange, unusable, or compromised lots includes maybe narrow frontages, irregular shapes, rear access only, awkward setbacks, or lots really with no future build flexibility, especially here in Vancouver. This is why it matters more than ever. Buyers today think long term. They care about density, redevelopment potential, and options, right? So when you buy detached, you're paying for the house, but you're really paying for the land and the flexibility for the future. If the land has no future, your resale ceiling is capped big time more than average. So when the market softens, buyers don't pay detached prices for compromised lots. They move on. If your lot doesn't adapt, your value doesn't either. Number 5, homes on peat bogs. You guys saw my video about a month ago. I did one specifically on peat bogs. This one's very Vancouver specific. Homes that are built on peat bogs. Buyers get tempted because maybe the price is a little lower, homes are a little bigger, value looks attractive, but peat bog properties come with ground movement risk, foundation concerns, engineering costs, and long-term resale stigma. In strong markets, some of these buyers might ignore this or they just don't know about it. But in weak markets, people are now more well informed. Fear destroys demand. Even if the home's perfectly fine today, perception matters. And when buyers get picky, and they always do, the peat bog homes are among the first to be avoided. They sell slower, they'll start to discount, and they limit your exit options. And I think the big thing about peat bogs, they're becoming more well known. There's a lot of people still that I come across that have no idea about what a peat bog even is, and that we've actually built homes on top of them. So you have a lot of people that are they're ignorant to it right now. They just don't know. So there's people that have bought onto these peat bogs having no idea. And I guarantee you their realtor probably had no idea what even a peat bog is. I think now that some of the more of this information is coming out, you can go on Van Maps that shows you exactly where the peat bogs are built. But this information is now widely available now, with all our options in 2025 here, with the ability to go online and see where is this house located. But peat bogs is a huge thing, and I really feel like now more people are becoming aware of what a peat bog is. I live in Vancouver. I live outside of the peat bog zone, but I know these neighborhoods real well. you go down some of these wonky streets, there's times where people are like, man, what is this? This street is crazy. Well, think about that. That's a peat bog. You are driving on a peat bog. Right beside it are single family detached homes, right? So think about if that road is that crazy wonky, those homes, you don't know what's going on underneath those homes. So something I absolutely would avoid. There's just, again, other options. You as a buyer need to think about that too. Again, exit strategy. And guys, here's my bonus one. It's a bonus because 1980s condos with major past work special levies, 1980s condos that have already gone through major special levies, say rain screening, envelope repairs, water ingress work, even when the work is done and the building looks good, buyers remain cautious. Why? Because convo inventory is massive right now. Buyers don't need to compromise. So when they see levy history and aging infrastructure, they choose a cleaner building next door, a newer building. In this market, guys, condos, I mean, the reality is they're abundant. You can afford to be extremely picky. So I avoid these even if you say, hey, the work's been done. A lot of people say, hey, well, the special levy's been paid last year. It's all good. There can always be future levies. People start thinking about that. You're buying into an older building and the prices are still expensive. So buyers saying, nah, I'm good. Let's go look at something that was built in 2021. So here's the final takeaway. The biggest risk in a soft market isn't price, it's liquidity. You want to own homes that appeal to a wide audience. Don't need any explaining and don't rely on strong markets to sell. Well, let's just wait till the market gets strong. You don't want to do that because when you go to exit, you don't want excuses, you want competition. If you're buying in Vancouver or even in the greater Vancouver area and you want a second opinion before committing, reach out to me, guys. And again, if this has helped, please go down, subscribe to the channel because again, guys, this market rewards strategy and I can help you get there. Again, all my links in the description. Appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of the video and I'll see you guys in the next video.